Inside. Inside. Oh, inside. Where to even begin with you? Exactly that is the question we find ourselves asking today. Ladies and gentlemen, the journey has been long and exhausting. Certainly, one dangerous obstacle after another, always in search of those precious answers. From the dark forest through to the ominous containment facility, it was quite the fascinating experience, no doubt, despite the fact that we continue to understand nothing. But what the hell am I talking about here? Indeed, you might be wondering, ladies and gentlemen, after all, haven't we seen everything there is to see, including both endings? Oh sure, a couple of mysteries remain. Is it such a big issue though? My response would be yes, definitely yes, because the tip of the ambiguous iceberg hasn't even been scratched yet, as I recently learned. At first glance, the story and plot of Playdead's Inside seem to revolve around several basic matters of interest. The world has been plunged into ruin. It is a wasteland, mostly abandoned by its former inhabitants. Beneath this dystopian society, the broken husk of a massive underground facility can be found, parts of it still in use. Mankind isn't gone, however. Instead, they've begun to focus their efforts solely on the creation of human drones. Zombies, if you will, that can be tasked to do virtually anything via mind control. Nobody knows how it started. Perhaps those worms served as the progenitor of their experiments. Innocent farmland pigs, the original generation of mindless puppets. Whatever the case may be, mind control is now a modern, purchasable commodity. People are no longer born, they are being manufactured, then harvested, then tested, then shipped off. Efficient, but ethically cruel and horrible, disturbing and uncomfortable, but perhaps necessary to counter a possible population crisis, to maintain a fragile economy. As fate would have it, though, a young child, lost and alone, slowly but surely stumbles his way into the very heart of the corruption. He discovers the core, literally, a wobbling mass of flesh and human bodies, one that could be the source of the mind control, and sacrifices himself in order to free it. Said creature then escapes its prison, wreaks havoc throughout the facility, tears apart plenty of walls, kills a couple of humans, and ultimately finds itself rolling down a mountain, coming to a sudden stop at a beach. The end. The game wants us to believe. The end. But was it the conclusion we had sought after? No, it wasn't. And so the question lingered, and it lingered. The elephant continues to stand in the room. Then came the secret ending. Hidden beneath a cornfield, the child finds a strange machine akin to a mind control device, connected to countless cables. A nearby plug is pulled, shutting not only the machine off as a result, but himself as well. The child collapses, his life extinguished. Another human drone, as we discover, deactivated forever. I could stop here, accept and move onward. Like I said earlier, haven't we seen everything there is to see? Kind of, yes indeed, kind of. The child was a drone the whole time. So what? We've witnessed greater revelations, no doubt, and that twist in particular was a little obvious too, considering how he has no face, how he chooses to undertake a journey as dangerous as it gets, only to throw his existence away at the end of the road to save an ungodly abomination. Yes, that is certainly it. I could stop here, accept, and move onward. But would it be the right thing to do? No, because the iceberg grows larger, has so much more to offer, and this is the moment, ladies and gentlemen, where today's matter of interest shall begin to lay bare its true colors. Yes, indeed, my personal theories are going to usher forth a new meaning for us all to analyze. Without further ado, please enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Theory number 1. Whodunit? The creature done it. My first of the bunch is easily the most simplistic and convenient to grasp, and it makes so much sense too. I say the child was never fully aware of his actions, if at all aware of them. No, it was the creature ever since the beginning. It gave the child orders, gave us, the players, orders, manipulated the poor protagonist into freeing his master, quote-unquote, from eternal torment. Why else would said child show no fear, absolutely none, in the face of constant impending doom? No, the creature did it. I mean, who can say how powerful that thing might really be? A god of mind control? The child never stood a chance. The creature propelled its consciousness onto him, feeding him directions towards his ultimate demise. There are of course some flaws that unravel this theory of mine a little. For example, why did it have to be a child so far away from the facility? Why not one of the random scientists? Who knows? Perhaps he was just perfect, the only one. A drone designed specifically around the idea to become one with a creature eventually, thus making them complete. And then he escaped his containment, joining forces with the creature. Maybe those aquatic mermaids were under the control of the creature as well. Why else would they have given the child the ability to breathe underwater? Without, he'd have drowned during his attempt to free the creature. It knew. All along it must have known. It could even be that the creature itself was solely responsible for the destruction of most of the facility, taking control of the experiments, such as the mermaids, to enact revenge. I have no doubts. The creature, it was inside our minds all along. It played us all a fool. Theory number 2. Whodunit? The organization done it. The second of the bunch is a theory so scary, so overwhelming, that it took me some hours to fully understand, completely throwing the first out the open window. Prepare yourselves. I say the child was never aware of his actions, but neither was the creature. And why? A simple answer. They were both merely part of an elaborate experiment. As crazy as it may sound, the whole game was just that, an experiment. At the end of the journey, we find ourselves sitting on a beach, embraced by the sunlight, a glimmer of hope present. Well, those of you who dared to pay attention, just like me, should already know that said hope is a lie. The beach isn't real. slightly before the end, our friend the creature comes crashing through the ceiling of a big room, a room containing a rather large diorama of something. What else? The beach, including the mountain and trees, the ocean and sun, a dreadful scenario, equally as sinister as The Truman Show from 1998. It was all just a facade, masquerading the truth. We aren't free, no, we are still their prisoner. But why? That is the question. Why would the organization do such a thing? Was it an accident? Did we stumble upon their recreation of the surface? A secret project? No. I personally believe that they saw it coming. Indeed, they foresaw everything. The arrival of the child, the escape of the creature, it was all just an experiment to move it from A to B. But what sense does that make? Maybe it didn't escape for the first time. Could it be that another attempt, for example, in the past, brought about the destruction of the facility? Perhaps the creature desperately wants to escape, but the organization is too prepared, thus it never succeeds. A game that never quite ends. Whenever it grows too large, too powerful, they activate their special containment procedures to trap it elsewhere once more. Because they need it. It is the heart of their experiments, after all, the source of their mind control. This still wouldn't explain, of course, why the child had to be so far away. And think about it, all the structures, the objects, the mechanisms, and even people obliterated, completely obliterated in the process. Wouldn't it be such a waste of human life and money each time, especially to set it all up again? Who knows? Maybe it doesn't happen that often, just a unique event that occurs once every 50 years or so. Oh, Jesus. Such a crazy thought, isn't it? We were never in control. Neither was the creature, because the organization knew, they always knew. The experiments need to run, and there's research to be done by the people who are still alive. They were inside our minds and played us all a fool. Theory number 3. Who done it? The player done it. The third of the bunch is sort of a fourth wall breaking theory, a simple one really, short and sweet. I say, the child was never aware of his actions, but neither was the creature, and neither were the people of the organization. Why? Because we, the players, have always and will always be in control. Our actions steer the characters on screen towards their destiny. They've got no control, absolutely none. What happened cannot be unmade, because we willed it. As the player, we've got the freedom of choice, the liberty to do as we please. We don't need a reason, we just push forward, no matter the consequences. And the secret ending can be seen as an attempt to fight the established system. We dislike the normal ending, wish for a different one, or maybe we just experience, the urge to crave something more, something new, and thus we destroy the hidden spheres. We find and pull the plug, shutting down the game forever. Because we are the ones in control, we decide when it is done. Yes, we were indeed inside of their minds all along, literally playing them for fools. Theory number 4. Whodunit? The unseen done it. This right here, the 4th of the bunch, is just a theory I made up myself, sort of like fan fiction you could say, but I certainly enjoy the idea. I say, what if none of the aforementioned individuals were ever in control, not 100%, but instead at the mercy of the forgotten one? He or she, who made sure to end the experiment once and for all. Think about it a little. The secret chamber of the game contains the plug to basically extinguish all life forever, correct? Well, why the hell would such a chamber exist? Who built it beneath the cornfield? And what exactly did it deactivate? Just a child? Or perhaps also the mind control altogether, including the creature, like a failsafe switch, the ultimate emergency shutdown? Yes, who could have built this? Well, there is a lone chair standing in the middle of the room, a lone computer as well, and the chamber itself is sealed. The child had to find the spheres first, memorize the melody to enter. I like to imagine that some rogue agent, perhaps a former member of the organization, set this hidden part of the facility up in order to, one day, kill off their corrupt machinations for good. But he failed. Maybe never finished what he had started. So he prepared the chamber for the arrival of the chosen one. We find it. We pull the plug and grant the person their dying wish. Yes, we were never 100% in control, none were, but they knew, that person knew, being inside their minds and playing them all for fools. And last but not least, theory number 5. Who done it? Higher powers done it. I love this theory, the 5th and last of the bunch, because it really makes room for a grand meta scenario. What if none of us were ever in control? Not the child, not the creature, not the organization, not us, not the unseen ones. And why? Because our course of action, our fate, had already been predetermined. After all, who made the game? Exactly, the developers made it, and thus they are the ones in control, permanently. We cannot resist their influence, never will be able to. We follow the linear path towards the child's death. We escape the facility as the creature. We reach either the normal or secret ending, because we've got no choice. A player receives his/her basic instructions and moves along. Often, they don't even ask questions. A subject no more intelligent than the mindless drones they encounter and control. We play the game cause that is what we do. We discover interesting stuff. We ask questions, create videos about personal theories and interpretations, and feel satisfied. Even the secret ending fits in perfectly. It is a metaphor for players disconnecting themselves from the game, because we've seen it all. There's nothing left to do. So we pull the plug. We say goodbye to hopefully enjoy a new game just as good soon. Yes, indeed. At the end of the day, we were never in control, but they were all along inside our minds, playing us just as much as we played their game. And did they deliver? Was it a great experience? Oh, bloody hell. Do I need to answer that again? Of course it was. And with those final words spoken, my video draws to a close. the finale, the last episode of Let's Play Inside. You did it. Yes, indeed, you did it. For I believe that is the true meaning of the name. People are talking about you. They will remember you fondly. They will continue to play and talk and craft theories for months, perhaps even years to come. You have achieved the unthinkable. You've earned yourself a special spot in the Hall of Fame. What many games aspire to do. Yes, you will be inside our minds forever. Forever. Thank you all for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your patience, your attention, your everything. I hope that you enjoyed the journey. My name has been TheShadowCookie, aka Cookie, and I am wishing you all a good day. Until next time, until then.